Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I will have a game for you with me as the Free People's player against Ace XD, who I will forevermore this recording be calling Ace. We had a great game yesterday, and I thought it'd be fun to share with you, so let's dive into it. We bid, and I got a ring and a token as Free People. My two draws got me a Scouts and an Elven Cloak, so that's pretty good. A playable card and Scouts is a good start. And he gets also a pretty good start, Orcs Multiplying again and Cruel Weather. So that Cruel Weather could be good in several places, but yep. So we start off with Ace goes for the 0-eye allocation strategy. Assuming he'll roll one, and there's been several strategy talks about this. Maybe I'll talk about it myself some other time, but for today, let's say that that what is about to happen is the reason that people are scared of this, because he rolls no more eyes and only one muster, and I get 3 movements. So, yep. We'll see how that goes. We comment on that for a bit. I start by moving. He begins with an Orcs Multiplying again. Yep, that's a good start. I move again. He moves somewhat standard armies, except he thinks for a bit and goes there. Okay. Oh, nope. Yep. So Dale and the Dew line are pretty sad trouble. Pretty sad times incoming. So I move again. I figure there's not much I can do about the north. Now he moves west here. That's interesting. I pass. I obviously have the option to ring for another move, but I figure I'll see what happens just to leave my options open. Sauron's not at war, so he can't do anything until he does that, if nothing else. And he moves out west. So, interesting. Okay. I think he moves again. So, and then it moves the army west and consolidates in near Hrad. So, this gets me very worried. He can put Sauron to war, and then with his other flag, move to Druiden Forest and Old Forest Road, which will activate Gondor, but won't put them down on the track. So unless I spend both tokens right now on Gondor, I will not be able to reinforce Minas Tirith. But I really don't want to do that. I mean, I'd obviously love a free 4th move. And the Scouts doesn't even help me because he's going around me. Pretty rough. So in the end, what I decide to do, and you can think about what you would do here as well. I decide to spend an Elven. Well, I pass because he can't move into my borders anyway. He thinks about it and then correctly puts himself to war to threaten that, and I must respond. And I choose to. He comments that he could have tried for Saruman. Not with only one muster. Oh, yeah. Assuming I ring move. Yeah. But I would have just token weighted him out anyway. So I end up doing this. I give him the ring anyway to do Old Forest Road and Osgiliath to Druiden. Especially with the Scouts in hand, I think that's a pretty good move. I don't like having been forced to make it. So I think that was it ended up being a pretty strong move, I think, to go northwest out of Mordor. And as is sometimes pointed out, so from Mordor, from Minas Morgul, you were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th attack hits Lorien, whereas Morannon is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th attack hits Woodland Realm. So you're actually the same distance both ways. But you've threatened Gondor and made me spend the time there. So even if you're going for both the elves first. So I think this was a strong move from Ace. Instead, he moves the Southrons, and that I think, yeah, he moves his Mordor army and the Southrons. Yeah, I guess you really you want to hit both places at once, both Elven strongholds at once if you're going to be doing that. And the Southrons were going to be a move that you were going to make at some point anyway. Feels a bit early, but it's fine. I think about the token, but I choose to not spend it. We go into round 2. He gets Wormtongue, so that's actually kind of mildly interesting card. Saruman's not in play, though, so that makes it harder to use. And Olog-hai. Yep. I get Mirror of Galadriel and Kindred of Glorfindel. Heroic Death and Advantageous Position are useful. He puts 1 eye, because I did move last round. And gets 2 more musters, but only 3 attacks. So he'll get Saruman and only 1 eye. Thankfully for him, I don't get much movement. So I think about it. Yeah. And I play Elven Cloaks with Gandalf still in the lead. I think that's a decent play. Certainly none of my other cards are playable. Yeah. Get the redraw while I can. He musters Isengard to war. I take my move, and he hits a 6. Oh, man. He gets a 0 reveal. And then through Moria, it's a 2, and I will absolutely be taking Gandalf to a 2 there. So that was really convenient for me. He goes ahead and gets Saruman anyway, even though that allows me to get Gandalf next round. You can't wait for me on that. You can't wait to prevent that. I use Strider to hide. Yeah. Not sure that's strictly what I should be doing with a hybrid, but no one is close enough to war to make it worth the try. Maybe I could make the elves be, but he moves again, activating Edoras, or activating Rohan. And he comes out of the north. I think that would have been the stronger play rather than Umbar last round. Coming for Karok, if you're going to do it. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, Eastemnet. Okay, and now I'm nervous again that he's going to hit Helm's Deep before I can do anything about it. So he's threatened 2 strongholds that I really don't want to lose with their starting armies, all just by moving to Lorien. Now, I'm not sure you can do this strictly every time because he had Orcs multiplying again, and the 5/1/1 of Dol Guldur just going up to do all by itself is a little... But I think this was an extremely strong play, and it made me very sad as free people. So I went ahead and did this, and I completely retreat out of Ford's. Yep, so that's what I did. And I was all excited because I was like, oh, I have the scouts. He'll hit me, and I'll scouts in, and I'll just defend Helm's Deep just fine. And then he kept moving. Fine. So then, okay, he's setting up to take the 2 Elven strongholds. He Palantirs to draw Return to Valinor, but a Deadly Strife is nice. I pass with the token, and he moves on to the Fellowship. And what's his other move? Or was there another move? No. Why wouldn't you take Old Forest Road? I guess the 2 rerolls are nice. You want to slow me down at least a little bit. I think the hit on Old Forest Road is better there. You're going to do it. I don't know, but you want to put some rerolls on me and make me not just dash away. And then I put the north down 1. So maybe that's his thinking. Maybe he was concerned if he hit Old Forest Road, I would do that and then be able to muster Dale. Yeah, he's probably just smarter. He's just the one step ahead of me. All right. We collect. He gets Orc Patrol. That could be pretty good, especially right where he's at. And New Powers Rising. So his hand is pretty stacked now. He's got New Powers Rising, Orc Patrol while he's on me, Cruel Weather to put me back into Mordor, or not Mordor, Moria, Oleg High, Return to a Deadly Strife. The only card here that's not worth much is Foul Stench / Wormtongue, so you have something to throw away. Great. I get Dead Men, maybe. Path of the Woes is unlikely, and 2 Sudden Strikes could be okay. He puts 1 and gets 2 more. Okay. And I get an excellent roll for running. And I get a will to get Gandhi. I think about using the Elven Ring, and I do, and I roll into a Will of the West, which spawns a discussion about whether or not Dwarven Rings can go into Will of the Wests. The ruling is, in fact, that they can, but if possible on simple things like that, where I don't think it was going to make much of a difference here, I was willing to just re-roll it and not take that, so I get a C. No hard feelings here at all. So the only thing that will be a little weird is I allocated it as a Will of the West in my mind, which is not real, given what has happened. So I go ahead and just take that 1 dice that I've Dwarven Ringed, and I go ahead and move. He misses. Good. I hadn't realized how important it was that I take that move now. He goes ahead and Cruel Weathers me back into Moria. He's wanting to Orc Patrol me. And I move again, which I didn't realize how important that was that I do that right now. He hits and gets a 1 reveal. So I pop right back out and away from the Cruel Weather. And the Moria tile is an eye. Ugh. Isn't it always, though, right? Right, Shadow players? All right. He hits Old Forest Road with an army die. He no cards, and so I scouts away. I don't scouts away. Ha! I advantageous position. Pretty sure that's not a good play. But I mean, what else am I going to spend the cards on? He's going to hit the Elven strongholds, and they're going to go into siege. Why didn't I scouts? Well, so this is why. I remember this now. I had allocated the Will of the West for what I'm about to do and the scouts for it. So I'll explain in a hot minute. He manages to not roll a 6 on 6 dice, so that's excellent. And I get a hit back, so I get the best of all worlds. I ping him for 1 and get to retreat back, and the Men of the North are at war. And then I spend my Will of the West that should be for Gandalf to put an elite in Dale, because I had mentally allocated somehow, stupidly, that I had an extra Will of the West now to do that kind of stuff with, which I don't. I just don't. I think this is categorically bad play. I definitely forgot Gandalf was in the wings waiting his turn to come in. That's absolutely a better play than this. But given this is what I do, let's see the fun. So Witch King comes into Old Forest Road, and I use the sword to hide, because I don't need to move an army with it. He attacks Dale, which is correct, and chooses a card, obviously not expecting me to scouts, because only a fool would have not played that earlier. And he gets to cycle his Wormtongue. Great. And I scouts away to Woodland Realm. And I think about it for a little bit, going to Erebor, just thinking like, Woodland Realm's dead anyway. Maybe I'll just go to Erebor. It's probably better to go to Erebor, right? Because then it's a 2-3-2 instead of a 3-2-2. I don't actually have a strong reason for why I went here instead of Erebor, but I do. And he takes Dale and decides to leave no one behind. He cycles in to give it to us. Much better card than Wormtongue. He then attacks Erebor, which is interesting. I mean, you don't have to take both Elven strongholds. I'm not mustering them. But I don't know. I'd be worried about that. I have a 2-1-1 to come back at Dale if you don't leave anything behind. I'm not sure that was a good move. And oh man, he only leaves one behind. I absolutely should have tried to retake that from Dale. Huh. Or from Woodland Realm. Retake Dale from Woodland Realm. Interesting. All right. We get our dice back. He draws into Shelob's Lair and Monsters Roused. Yeah, a Desperate Battle is nice. I get File and Imrahil. Okay. We talk about that I spaced Gandalf. He kills the... This is... Ace warned me that this would be a thing that happened. He throws the red tile. What else would you throw here? Yeah. I mean, if you're hard onto the military strategy, but I'm 5 spaces from... I'm halfway to Mordor, and you don't have any... You have A Point. We haven't updated for Dale, apparently. Maybe you take Erebor, but then do you really take Woodland Realm? You've got these 5 guys coming, the Easterlings eventually. You'll eventually take it. So you'll have your 7 in the north. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure it's as... Anyway, he has to not be roasted for that, so maybe I'll shut up now. You were in a tough spot. Certainly all these other cards are good. Olagai certainly makes it more likely you can take the north. All right, and I roll into all the movement you could ever wish. Never mind. That's a recovery of dice. Never mind. He allocates one, gets another. And I roll into 2 moves, so that's nice. And I begin with a movement. Get away from that army before it restacks some rerolls onto me. He gets a 0 reveal, so kind of the best of both worlds. I both get no corruption and get to move away and get to use Strider's ability, and I have a Palantir to burn for that because or a muster. Yeah. He hits Iron Hills. Plays a card. Oh, just for the cycle. And then just absolutely decimated Iron Hills. And he says, oops, he meant Erebor. No. Yeah, we're joking. And he draws into Shadow's Gather. So that's good. And the Iron Hills guy is what we call in the business dead. But dwarves are at war, because that matters. It doesn't matter. I hide with the Palantir. I figure I don't need File in just yet, and that's the only card I would really be playing with the Palantir. If I want to play Imrahil later with a muster, I can. He plays Orc Patrol at this time. Yep. And gets an eye. Oof. Out of the 11 tiles, yes. You got one of the eyes. Yuck. Good for me, though. All right. I move again. And I'm safe. Olagai into Erebor. Okay. Hits Erebor. Strategy card. And what do you play here as free people, if anything? I could see a good argument for Heroic Death. But what I end up doing is, I think, very sketchy. Oh, no, okay. Ignore those past few minutes of casting. You heard nothing. I do play Heroic Death. Okay. And against his Deadly Strife, the Deadly Strife hits for 4, and I hit back for 3. Okay. The Heroic Death helps. I have a little trouble doing my casualties, but I'm quite certain I did them right. He takes 2 elites. Oh yeah, he takes an elite and presses, redraws into threats and promises / devilry. Oh no, he just stops. Okay, interesting. That was absolutely worth the press in my mind. But he decides to do card cycling instead. Okay, I mean, card cycling is good. And you don't have any spare HP up here anymore, so he plays a card. Now I do Imrahil. Yeah. I'm fairly certain that wasn't worth it. But he misses, so the Great Host hits for 1, and I get 1 back. Would have been nice if I got 2 hits, make the Great Host not hit. But now you're quite sad. You certainly don't have enough to take Woodland Realm. He reinforces from Iron Hills and moves East Rune up. Yep. That makes sense. I think I would have been pretty tempted to not take the Iron Hills gear. Whatever. It's fine. Yeah. I do end up using an Elven Ring as a move here. Because I've spent Imrahil doing nothing but theoretically buying me another turn in Erebor. If I can get halfway to Mordor, it's extremely likely I can get to Mordor next turn. And this muster is not really doing me much good. The north is quelled for the moment, and dwarves are under siege. So I think it was a decent move. I get a 3. I say random. He gets Pippin, so Pippin goes off to Helm's Deep, which is nice. That's nice to get a little bonus there. I could have considered putting him in Fangorn. Ooh, that would have been interesting. I don't have Gandalf the White yet, but then I wouldn't have to. Then I would still get all the end benefits. Interesting. But I think Helm's Deep's fine. He hits Erebor again, no card, and gets him. But they get 1 more back, so good job, dwarves. All right. He draws Nazgul Search and Many Kings. Ooh, Many Kings. Really inconvenient right now. Weird. Yep, Nazgul Search will be good. I recover dice. Still not having my 5th dice because I didn't get Gandalf for no reason. I move. Okay. Wisdom of Elrond and Axe and Bow. Okay, good. I don't have the dice to spend on things like Axe and Bow, but it's a nice card. He puts 1 eye and gets 3 more, so that'll make getting to Mordor no fun this round. I get a will. And I say, now for the hard part, remembering Gandhi exists. I do move first. I want to see how bad this is going to be. He hits and gets a 1 reveal. So I figure if Strider's still around, I can hide with the muster, move with the sword, make him have Cruel Weather, or he's already had Cruel Weather, so I don't have to worry about that. So that's, I think, a decently strong move, and then get Gandhi. So I've allocated all the dice in my head. As I said before, maybe I really should strongly have considered retake Dale with the Men of the North right now, or as the first move. Muster with the muster. It'd be like a 1-1-1 by the time I take a hit from the guy, and a 1-2-1 by the time. Yeah. It's not great. So yeah, he moves out and makes that not a thing anymore. I had my 1 shot at it. We talk about how I could attack the Witch King with my Men of the North, but I choose not to. Talk about how he might have Cruel Weather. He can't. He played it earlier. He moves armies and moves Moranon south. Interesting. I mean, if you're going to go for Gondor, it's just as fast to go inside and pick up those 3 guys. Sort of. It's 1 move more, but you get 3 guys rather than moving double moves to get out. And I do make the move. he gets the hit, and it's just a 1 normal, which I eat. He puts Shelob's Lair in. Yep. He attacks Woodland Realm, and I let him. Oh, yeah, because the elves are in war, so even if I held in a field battle, I couldn't muster. Yeah. Shucks. I even mention it. Man, past me is really smart, except when he's not. And then I remembered Gandalf exists, and I put him in Woodland Realm. I mean, 9 regulars with no rerolls, they ain't taking nothing up there. Even if they do, they'll take a million years to do it. So I think that was a particularly fun move. Facilitated by waiting to get Gandalf till the end of the round, and I could do that because Southrons weren't the SNEs weren't at war. So I think that was a good move. It certainly was entertaining, and we'll go with that. Then he Nazgul searches me. Blah. Fine. And he abandons Woodland Realm, which is very reasonable. I reveal, and I get a 2 random into Gimli. So that's very efficient and nice, and I still have Strider to hide next round. So, okay, we'll take that. I get my 5th die. I get to Mordor on turn 5. Things are looking good. Black Captain Commands gets drawn. That could be useful. Rage of the Dunlendings. I love that card. We update the hunt pool. So here's the hunt pool. 4 eyes, a red, a blue, 2 3s. It's actually not that great. I'm at 5 corruption, showing -3 corruption effective with Strider. So probably okay. Could be better, but not bad. Not bad. I draw into Bilbo's Song. Will absolutely take that. And Power of Tom Bombadil. So what do you discard here? I mean, he has Rage of the Dunlendings. I obviously don't know that, so there's a little bit of a benefit to Tom Bombadil there. I think Axe and Bow has to go because I'm just not going to have time to play it, even on 5 dice. And I don't really need the corruption heal. And I would say House of the Steward, since Boromir's obviously not going to do that. And I don't have companions in general. I have Gandalf, but Brave Stand isn't necessary for that. Let's see if I agree with myself. I killed dead men. And Axe and Bow. Why am I keeping House of Stewards? That seems worse than a sudden strike in the one place I would play it. I don't agree with my past self. My past self is an idiot. All right. Draw the dice. He puts 1, gets 3 more, so he only gets 3 attacks this round, and I get all the move I could want. That's how it goes, right, Shadow players? I tease about crowning Aragorn in a private little ceremony in Mordor. I point out I can't even sortie in Woodland Realm other than just with the Northmen. A hide. That seems good. SNEs aren't at war, so I don't have to worry about that. He does play Black Captain Commands to get Lorien under siege, so that was an excellent timing for him. And elves are still not at war. Jeez. So I look at 4 eyes, and I think I'm not going to be moving twice this round. I feel like I have plenty of time, military-wise. So I go ahead and put Vial in. That seems nice. He hits Lorien, putting the elves to war. I think if you had anything else you were going to do this round, it would have been a strong argument to do that first. Because now I can sortie out of Woodland Realm, and we've been talking about it. So it should be on the top, but I'm not trying to ride you, Ace. I'm just commenting. I think you'll understand that. I'm not trying to. Anyway. Elves go down. We pick cards each. What I pick? I probably Confusion. Nope. Advantageous versus a Great Host. Why am I saving the Confusion? Interesting. All right. He gets nothing and 1, which becomes 2 because I will have less guys than him. Right? I'm assuming that's what's happening there. I get 3 back. So he says he gets 2. He actually doesn't have double my plastic. I'm looking in the wrong place. This is Lorien, not Woodland Realm. Duh. Yes. 2. And we're good to go. He press draws into fighting Uruk-hai. Yeah. Could be good. Onslaught could be good here. Okay. All right. We choose cards. Now I play the confusion. Okay. And does he get confused? He gets mildly confused. 2 on me, 1 on him. And so it's a 2v2. He onslaughts for 3. Yep. I would have onslaughted for 4, honestly. But nope. And Lorien falls a sad death. So, but a reasonable death. They were base versus 1 stack. They honestly did quite good to get as many as they did. Fellowship moves now and hits Shelob's Lair. So the hunt pool draw luck is reversed. I now hit the 1 in 12. 1 in 12. Oof. Undo the move. What do I get? He rolls a 4. So I could take a random, but I'm not revealed as part of the move. So Strider's usefulness is marginal. And I want to make sure I get all 3 out of him. So I think Strider is a reasonable throw there. And then I put Legolas because Horn of Gondor is still in the pool somewhere. So theoretically I'll draw into that since I've thrown Axe and Bow. He draws Ringwraiths Are Abroad. Okay. I sortie out of Woodland Realm now. So my 7 hit points to his 9, but all I need to do is make him retreat. I don't actually care. I'll take several hits here. I just need to be allowed to muster again and just be a giant pill up there. So I choose a card. I choose to not shine because there's no one there to shine. And I play a Sudden Strike. Path of the Woes is not getting played as its card effect. So Sudden Strike for 3 gets 2. So that's pretty good. Makes it a 7v7. I only get 1 on the actual roll, and he only gets 1 back. So that's decent. I have Elven casualties to take, so I take it there. And I pop out. So, yep. He consolidates in Nirn and East Rune. Okay. Okay. And I muster an Elven Elite. So that stack is no bueno for a Shadow player. He reallocates all his Nazgul. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And away we go. He draws into Morgul Wound. Thankfully, I'm outside the double hit range, but King is revealed. The Relentless Assault could be good. I get Smeagol Helps Nice Master and King's Brandsmen. I remember drawing King Brandsmen and being all excited about retaking Dale and playing that. I don't think that was a good idea to focus on. What do you discard here as Shadow? Threats and Promises, right? Really? You'd rather keep a Devilry than a Relentless Assault. Interesting. Okay. He ends up putting 2 eyes, which is interesting to change this late and without the mouth. But, I mean, slow me down a bit. He gets a 3rd eye, and I get plenty of movement again. So I take the first move while the moving's good, and I draw the Elven Cloak. So draw a red, draw a blue. Seems fair. Would have liked File, but, we'll take it. Moves the Easterlings down. make me do something with the Will of the West. I don't want to move 4 times or whatever, so I don't need this will for movement. I'm going to go ahead and put it in Woodland Realm. He gets the mouth. He puts in Dol Guldur. I would have put it in Moria, especially with Rage. You're considering going for the elves, and I'm mustering my elves out. There's still plenty left. I don't know. I think or Minas Morgul, since you're obviously going to march out of Moria with this army. Or maybe you're just protecting against Gondor. Yeah, maybe that. I move again against 4 dice. I figure I just have to. Even though I'm holding fairly well, things could go downhill quite quickly. I get a 4 reveal, Legolas, and 2. I have the sword for hiding. He Morgul wounds me. I hide. Yeah, that's what happens when you move against 3 eyes and a die. He moves 2 armies. That seems good. I put in Smeagol helps Nice Master. If I was going to move again, I should have done that first. Maybe I was just concerned he had a red tile. That seems unlikely. Yeah. Well, and he draws into a red tile. And Elven rings it in, so I put in a -1 and he put in a 3. That's a lot better for him. Okay. So where do we stand? He has 5 points and he ain't taken Woodland Realm. He might. But it'd be tough. It'd be close. Probably not. Rivendell and all the Northwest are fine. He's certainly showing DA, although we happen to know that he doesn't have Corsairs. And I've just been getting lucky. Yeah, where do your points come from? Gonna be tough. He gets Foul Thing from the Deep and Half-Orcs and Goblin Men. Good cards. What do I draw into? Athelas. Excellent. And Riders of Theoden. The more annoying of the reinforcement cards, but a Daylight's nice. 2 eyes in. 2 more rolled. So he's been rolling eyes when he needs them. And I get all the movement you could want. Yeah. Against 4 eyes again. But I have Athelas and Bilbo's Song. So can't complain too much. I take the move. What do I get hit? I get the red tile. Again. Oofta. But the benefit is that it is 3 corruption, so now I'm down to Gollum efficiently, so that's nice. Southrons and Easterlings go to war. I think about it, and then if I was going to do this, I feel like I should have done it earlier, but we happen to know... Yeah. I attack Dale. I'm not going to be moving 3 more times this round, or, twice more. So I don't need all these swords, and I figure I have Athelas, Bilbo's Song, and King Brandsmen. So if I can take Dale and play King Brandsmen, that'd be great. I attack. I choose to not shine because I'm more interested in hitting his guys. I don't think I strictly need the HP coming my way. I play a Daylight and get 2 hits into his 1. So I take the Man of the North. I press. He stays. I still no shine. And then I get 4 to his 3. So 3 hurts. I take the hits and I bring everyone. To go face off against this Easterling horde. And I take his points. So yeah, tight. He's certainly got the movement to go around me if he really wants. I figure if he takes 3 of the movement getting around me, then I can just move back with a sword, and that won't have been super inefficient. He'll have spent 2 dice walking around me. We think about the points, count the points. Okay. And he shadows gathers to do this. So now Erebor is safe from my shenanigans. Yeah. It feels bad, I bet, but it's a good play. And you weren't really using it anywhere else. There was no other army that needed to suddenly be 3 spaces away from where it is. I play King Brandsman feeling all warm and special inside, and I get guards, so that's a good card to draw into. He musters in Dol Guldur and Gundabad. So, Ace, maybe you can comment down below. So we'll play out the round here. He does it again. I Bilbo's Song. He does it again. And I Athelas for 2. Which is very good. Ace, can you tell me what was your thinking here in the 3 musters in both of those places? I don't think you were in danger of a military victory from me. Certainly my ring victory is going so well I wouldn't bother. When you could have Orthanc be absolutely terrifying right now and no Ents in play. Or some of those were hybrids. You could be taking 8 Minas Tirith now. I feel like I didn't understand the play now at the time. So if you could just, I don't know. Anyway, that's that one I didn't get. All right, and then the actual move. He does take Foul Thing. Here's the hunt pool that he's Foul Thinging into. Ugh. It's 1/4-ish. 1/3 to get something you really don't want. Do the blues work? Well, so it's 1/3 eyes that you really don't want and 2 blues you would love to draw. I think this is a thoroughly fine play. But he gets an eye. The hunt pool luck swings the other direction again. All right. He gets Balrog, not super helpful. And there's the Corsairs 2/3 of the way through the deck. Yeah. Roughly. 14 out of 24. I think it's 24. Sounds right. I get an Ents that... which Ents did I get? I got the Nameless Wood. My least favorite. Is that true? Basically, I like Horndark. This one's okay. Won't really help me. Fear of Fire Foes is a shield wall, so that's nice. Fellowship, okay. I'm still feeling excellent. I'm second step of Mordor with Gollum, 5 corruption. Should be good to go. He allocates the only eye he can. Gets 2 more. I don't get a whole lot of movement. My wills are in danger now, so I spend it to move. And I get a 3. At this point, I'm concerned about the rate that the shadow is moving, so I do indeed take all 3 corruption. And that the hunt pool is extremely kind to me now. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the reveal there to save a corruption would have been good. Am I going to move again against 4 eyes? I muster an Elven. He moves out of Mordor and puts 1 into Withered Heath just to make me do something. I have a muster to burn. I think about putting an elite. I put an elite there, and I don't think about it because I was thinking about putting just regular there and then putting a regular somewhere else. But what am I going to put? A regular in Dale, Woo, or in the Shire? That was the other thing I considered. Rivendell. An elite's fine. He attacks Osgiliath. No card. He gets 1. Ow. Okay. I play guards, so that's fun for me. and no one else. He musters an elite into Isengard. Okay. Musters an elite or regulars into all the Isengard places. Yep, you have Rage of Dunlendings, so you want 2s in all the places. You still have Rage? Yeah. Yep, that makes sense. And then he puts another elite in Isengard, so that's a pretty beefy army. I would have been pretty tempted to go take HD without that final muster there. You certainly have enough to actually do it, and I don't have 2 moves to come get you. I guess you could be worried I'd spend a ring. I don't have a leader, though, so Westamnite ain't going anywhere. That's like a problem. I don't know. That's fine. I muster Gondor to war. I think just to force his hand, he only has the 1 attack left that I know about. But unfortunately, he has drawn Corsairs, so Corsairs gets attacked, or a DA gets attacked. I suggest Pell instead, but he doesn't. He chooses to maybe not. And I look at this die for a long time. I could attack Erebor. I could attack Withered Heath. I could attack out of Minas Tirith, which is obviously terrible. But my leadership's all in weird places. So actually what I end up doing is the as I call it, legendary no action. I don't want to spend my Elven Ring on it. I don't want to move. So I just do nothing and toast the dice for no action. He hits DA. We come to kill, okay? DA gets hit twice, gets 1 back, and DA falls. So, not great. He redraws into Denethor's Folly. Could be good. Might actually be useful. And it's the turn I have to dunk. He's got armies in places. Orthank's probably good enough to take HD. That puts him to 8. Then take Edoras and Pell. Yeah, that's probably where you get him. He draws into Candles of Corpses. Ooh. And Shadow is moving. Actually, that's could be decently. No, I mean it could. It's good as a Palantir to move out of Orthanc and to Lamadon, so it's kind of a turn a Pal into an army die. I get Horn of Gondor a little bit late and Book of Mazarbul a little bit late. He kills Balrog in his hand. All right, he puts the 1 eye he can. And rolls 3 more. 4 eyes every round. I think it's every round of my 3-4 turn trip up Mordor. Oofda. And I roll only moves. So I look at the situation. He's got all moves with his 5 dice left because he has the mouth. And armies to do stuff with. And I only have the 1 muster if I use the will right now. I don't think that's that I could try and retake Erebor, but that's tenuous. Yeah. So I decide I'm going to try and dunk. The hunt pool is extremely friendly. If I hit file, it's basically a guaranteed thing. If I hit file, it is a guaranteed thing, short of a red, and he doesn't even have character dice or Palantirs. He does have a ring, but I move, and it's an eye. Yuck. That hunt, that Mordor. What a game. What a game. I feel like I had it. That 4 heal in Mordor. But Ace played well, played to his outs. I think that foul thing was an excellent draw, even if it didn't didn't end up panning out. You hit the 2 reds for putting those in, so good on you for getting those in the pool. You had candles. Candles was going to be certainly played if I was close. Yeah, if I'd hit like the 3, I would have revealed to a 3 though. Well, but yeah. Anyway, so well played, Ace. I hope you all enjoyed. I think it was a good game. I enjoyed the do line. I always love sortieing. I always love field battles, and I love putting Gandalf in Elven strongholds under siege. All those things are highly entertaining to me, and I got to do 2 of those 3 this game, so it's a win in my book, sort of. So anyway, thank you all for enjoying. I hope you, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you made it this far, I really do hope you enjoy. You have other things you can do with your life if you didn't enjoy this. And I will see you all in the next one.